How many times in 2024 have our two presidential hopefuls of the United States of America, the biggest country on the planet, come close to death? So far, I've counted 3 times. Okay, so maybe the second guy who tried to kill Donald Trump was out way too far, and of course the Secret Services actually spotted him this time. And yes, maybe the first guy at that rally was a bit of a crap shot. Look, the results don't matter, it's the intent that matters. Or maybe he's being so absolutely piss drunk that he nearly caused the death of one of the presidential candidates. This is what happened to the Midwest's worst superhero, Wisconsin Man. Unlike his far more famous cousin down south, who fights with alligators and has sex with alligators, Wisconsin Man merely just gets drunk and nearly kills Kamala Harris. If you're asking if this is on Code Blue Cam, yes it is. If you don't know who Code Blue Cam is, it's one of those YouTube channels that uploads police body cam footage, puts some narration over it, but instead of uploading, high-speed chases, shocking crimes, inaction of 12 kids dying by getting flushed down a toilet and pulled up again only to get flushed down again, that sort of thing. Code Blue Cam is usually reserved for the wackier, meth head sort of shit. Idiots robbing vape stores without any pants on, that sort of thing. So this all happened late in the night of October 21st, which was just 15 days before the election. Harris and Trump were campaigning in all the swing states as fast and as quickly as they possibly can. So Kamala just finished a rally in Brookfield, which is 20 minutes outside of Milwaukee, with Liz Cheney. Come on. No one likes the Cheneys. When Secret Service, the ever-professional and competent team they are, the team assigned with protecting the presidential candidates, they were cruising along the I-94 when they spot this car going slowly down the I-94, ridiculously slowly, and they just let this idiot just brush up against where Kamala Harris is sitting. That was way closer to a presidential candidate than Trump's assassin ever got. Again, Secret Service, always there to protect the presidential hopefuls. Secret Service and other patrolmen driving down the I-94 do eventually stop this guy. Thank God. And they come face to face with Kamala Harris's would-be killer.
5-4, give us updates in that wrong way if you can on channel 1. Keep the air clear.
They currently have a vehicle stop. We're trying to get confirmation on where it's stopped.
Tough on in the area.
Do you know where that wrong way driver stopped at?
We're stopped at 16th Street. Is he? I think he's got him. He's the Queen's got him. You got his ID and everything? I didn't get anything. Oh, you got your ID on you, sir? What? You got your ID on you? Yeah. You don't know? Clearly too little too much to drink, even with your Miller Lite here, huh? Doesn't matter. It sure does.
This is the face of a stone-cold assassin, drunk off his man tits while trying to reach for a half-empty beer can of Miller Lite. We don't have Miller Lite here in Australia. From what I can tell, it's a light beer, so our Australian equivalent would probably be something like Harm Premium Light, which is crummy piss water, really.
Still having trouble finding their ID, huh? Can't find it? Why do you keep pointing at that? I didn't need your ID, I don't care what's in there. Oh, no, still not it. He's looking for his ID, it's taking him about 10 minutes to find it.
I got you. It's not next to that open beer right there?
Give him some time. He'll find his ID eventually. Maybe in Drunkland it is behind the air conditioning knobs. Don't knock him just yet. He's a stone-cold assassin who nearly killed the vice president, remember? Okay, so the video is obviously cut down and edited a lot because apparently this guy spent half an hour just trying to find his ID in the first place. Eventually they found it. Well, maybe they never tell us if they find the ID or not. The police and Secret Service do eventually learn the name of the would-be killer of Kamala Harris. So what exactly is the name of this stone-cold, heartless assassin who nearly killed the vice president? What is it?
What's your name, man?
Wayne.
Wayne? Wayne what?
Wacker.
Wacker.
No, that's not the 2 Miller Lights he claimed he was drinking speaking. No, his name is actually Wayne Wacker. Could you think of a more hilariously Looney Tunes name for a guy who nearly killed the vice president while drunk driving? We stand a Looney Tunes king around here. I will not hear a single bad word about the famous Mr. Wacker, would-be killer of the vice president.
So like I said, man, some people want to come talk to you, okay? And then we're going to go through the other process, what's going to happen next, okay?
Yeah? So that's going to be them right here.
All right, cool.
841 dispatch.
841.
You guys want to hop to You guys want to hop over? Want to bring him over here? It's him right there. That's the driver right there. He's tanked. You know, open intox in the car. He's tanked. So.
Yep, those guys that just entered, that's Secret Service. So up until now, this was just a regular guy driving down the highway drunk, please stop him sort of thing. But the cars that Mr. Wacker here nearly hit head on, those were Secret Service cars in charge that day of protecting a presidential candidate. So just put yourself in the shoes of Mr. Wacker here. You're just driving home drunk one night, and now not only the police are stopping you, but now Secret Service is up your ass.
Down a gay bar down in...
Gay bar downtown, or like where?
Yeah. Out of traffic in the Warwood State Patrol.
Okay, so the gay bar thing was probably a bit of a joke. Mr. Wacker here is clearly the goofy kind of drunk. Some people get angry when they're drunk, some get a bit too touchy. Mr. Wacker, he's just Mr. Wacker when he's drunk. Let's just go back to Trump here for a second, and his former assassination attempts. Trump's assassins, this year, were 1. Some lonely broken kid who climbed up onto a roof and wanted to blast the former president away, and 2. A homegrown vigilante of sorts who went off fighting in another country's war, only to come back home and kill the top dog on American soil who was funding his enemy. But what does Kamala, the failed presidential hopeful, get? Nearly cleaned up off the road by a drunk guy named Mr. Wacker who came from a gay bar downtown.
Secret Service.
Go by? What?
See a bunch of cars go by when you're going the wrong way?
Yeah.
You didn't see
Two
that?
5. I have close by. Take that. 12.
How much did you have to drink?
2 beers.
Jacob is suspicious. 979 South 60.
Any idea if Kamala Harris is in town?
Well, I guess I did.
Why are we going the wrong way on the highway? Because you're drunk?
Two 5 copy.
What?
Wrong.
So now the police and Secret Service know that their would-be assassin is just Mr. Wacker, who's had a fantastic time at the gay bar downtown. And he's had such a good time that he's just completely wasted and he's just driving the wrong way home. There's nothing to see here except stupidity. Mr. Wacker here, who's so drunk that he's like holding onto the guardrails for dear life or else he'll fall over, now has to face the reality that he nearly hit Kamala Harris's motorcade like head on. But he's so drunk he's just completely given up trying to invent some sort of story about why he's drunk. He's not even trying the whole, oh, I only had like 2 drinks thing that all drunk drivers do. He's just saying that, no, he's drunk and really drunk.
What's your height and weight?
I'm fat.
And that is an answer directly from the soul. And of course, because he was so drunk he nearly hit a presidential candidate's motorcade head on, he has to answer some weird question.
Yeah, of course.
Are you motivated by any kind of extremism group?
No.
Are you involved or associated with any kind of groups?
No.
Like a military group or like anything
No,
like that? Are you a gun holder?
A what?
A gun holder. Like, do you have a concealed carry? Do you own weapons at home?
No.
Anything like that? You don't have any guns at home?
Yeah, I do.
What do you got?
I got a 12 gauge.
Is that just for protection on the home? You don't take it anywhere else? You don't go anywhere else with it?
No, my uncle gave it.
What about mental illness? Do you take any medications? Have you been diagnosed with any, like bipolar, schizophrenia, anything like that?
No.
Have you ever been to, around any kind of Secret Service event, like a rally, a political event? Nothing like that? And again, fair question. Do you have any undue interest towards assassins, murderers, mass murderers, anything like that? No?
Can I go or what?
No!
Hey, if you don't ask, you'll never find out.
What? There's other people pulled over or what?
Nope, that's all for you.
Really?
Yep.
Man, you're driving the wrong way on a very busy highway, man. This is one of the most populated highways in the state.
With the federal government
Yeah, you're
concerned
right.
about it. Yep.
Stinking drunk or not, I'd be confused if I was stone cold sober and I was pulled over by Secret Service and the police after just trying to drive home. It really should be no wonder why Mr. Drunk Tits from the gay bar is confused about why he's even having to answer if he's a terrorist or not. He's got the entire police force, like 20 big tough guys in suits, and the vice president all bearing down on him when he just wants to finish off his Miller Lite.
Yeah. Yeah, what school? What the hell is it called? No, I'm asking.
Okay, so Mr. Wacker is a school teacher, and of course, if any news about him getting a DUI, let alone nearly hitting Kamala Harris gets out, there's a very good chance he's going to get fired. He can't even come up with something utterly stupid like Goku, Asuka, Langley, Scott Pendlebury Super High School. He's so pissed he admits he's just trying to lie and just says, God fucking damn it. So Mr. Wacker does get dragged off somewhere, obviously not in the middle of the interstate, where he has to do the drunk dance in front of all the officers to see if he's, drunk or not.
So for this first test, do you see the blue light here?
Yes.
You have to keep your eyes and your eyes only on the blue light, okay? So I'm gonna just have you keep your eyes on it. I'm gonna move it side to side.
Yes.
Wayne, during this exercise here, I want you to keep your head straight, but I want you to follow with just your eyes, okay? Remember what I was saying? Wayne?
Am I doing it right?
Nope.
One, two.
Why the police even bothered to make Mr. Wacker hop around on one leg of that empty lot escapes me. His excuse like half an hour prior as to why he nearly cleaned up the vice president was that he was just too busy slapping twink ass at the gay bar downtown. But the cops do bring out the breathalyzer for real this time.
And blow. Keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing, keep blowing.
I did good.
Alright, you know what the legal limit to drive in the state of Wisconsin is, Wayne?
No.
Okay, so it's 0.08, okay?
I passed.
Alright, so you're at a 0.252, okay? So that's more than 3 times the legal limit. Wayne, you're going to be placed on arrest for OWI tonight, okay?
Just for point of reference, the highest drinking limit I can find anywhere in the world is, of course, in the Cayman Islands, whose official country motto is, get away with a lot of shit here. Their legal drinking limit is a whole 0.1. The state of Wisconsin isn't too far off that, with 0.08. And of course, the guy who nearly kills the vice president, whose only alibi is that he was clapping cheeks at the Twink bar. He's more than 3 times over the legal limit. Look, if you're at a blood alcohol content of like a 0.05, hell, maybe even less, like a 0.03, all that alcohol swimming around in your very important red life juice is going to make all your central nervous synapses fire a bit slower, which means your brain's going to act a little bit dumber. By then, you should know if you're too drunk or stupid to be able to turn the key in your car. Multiplying 0.08 by 3 gets a 0.24, and Mr. Wacker here was 0.252. So yeah, he's more than 3 times the legal limit. Shocking, huh?
In the end, Wayne was only charged with felony second-degree recklessly endangering safety and received over $2,700 in traffic citations, including one for operating while intoxicated. Since his last OWI conviction occurred more than 10 years ago, it is being treated as a first offense. He was ultimately given a cash bond set at $15,000.
It's a pretty silly story overall, but I don't have much respect for drunk drivers. Who does really? Knowingly drinking alcohol to get impaired, to get behind a wheel of this high-speed machine that weighs 2 tons, and piloting your entire impaired fat ass into lanes of thousands of people coming and going. You know how many roadside signs are that say don't drink and drive? You know how many hundreds of thousands of dollars that cost us taxpayers? New signs have to get put up every single month because people still keep drinking and driving, and I'll just quickly go check how many people die of drink driving a year just here in Australia. And if Kamala was travelling to Australia for some strange reason, then she could have been one of the 88 that could have died because Mr. Wacker had a grand old time at the gay bar. And so, because of Secret Service screwing up again, and even though Trump's been elected and there's no World War yet, the chances of Mr. Wacker causing World War III are pretty close to 0. But not quite 0.